TikTok. We've got to get into TikTok. I just want to show you guys this video. It's about a minute long from the CEO talking about TikTok, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. And I would like to know your thoughts after you see this video and what you think.
Hi, everyone. It's Shou here. I'm the CEO of TikTok. I'm here in Washington, D.C. today, and I have some news and updates to share with everyone here. Today, I'm super excited to announce that more than 150 million Americans are on TikTok. That's almost half of the US coming to TikTok to connect, to create, to share, to learn, or just to have some fun. This includes 5 million businesses that use TikTok to reach their customers. And the majority of these are small and medium businesses. Now, these numbers are amazing. And I'm so thankful to all of you and the 7,000 TikTok employees in the US who are helping us build this incredible community in America and around the world. Now, this comes at a pivotal moment for us. Some politicians have started talking about banning TikTok. Now, this could take TikTok away from all 150 million of you. I'll be testifying before Congress later this week to share all that we're doing to protect Americans using the app and deliver on our mission to inspire creativity and to bring joy. Let me know in the comments.
You know what my guy looks like right here? He looks like he's talking and he's got Xi Jinping looking right over his shoulder. And you can't see him, but it's like Xi Jinping is right there and he's like talking and he's like, so my fellow Americans, it's just like, so I am not as bearish on TikTok as most people say. I actually think it does a lot of good for small businesses in terms of increased discoverability, all that stuff. But I think it's hard to deny that TikTok in its current form is definitely a security threat to the United States. And I don't think it will end up fully being banned. I actually think it's going to be modified in some way and be sold off to the United States or a United States firm. But there's a couple things that he said in terms of those statistics that were incredibly interesting to me. 150 million people, that's half of the United States, is on this damn app. Those numbers just blow my mind. Half of the United States of America is using TikTok. At least monthly, right? In terms of monthly active users. So that's an interesting statistic. The second thing that he's doing here is saying, look, Congress wants to ban us for whatever political reasons they have. Now, I think Congress has some very legitimate reasons why they at least want to question the application and its technology. But in and of itself, 5 million businesses in the United States using TikTok means that algorithmic ability for them to find an audience, which is, if you don't use TikTok, you might not be aware of this, but there are millions of people in the United States that have gone from no one knowing them in the world to hundreds of, if now millions of people knowing them. I mean, Charli D'Amelio is one of the best examples. Random girl from Pennsylvania. Now she is an international superstar because of this app. And that has happened at a much smaller scale, but at a significant scale for other businesses in terms of local restaurants, ice cream parlors, all this type of stuff because of TikTok. Why? Because TikTok said, we're not going to care about your friends or your social graph when it comes to recommending content. We are going to care about the algorithmic interests that you have. And that changed everything for Instagram, for Facebook, for Snapchat. It made them realize that no one really cares about their friends as much as we think we care about our friends. I mean, even Twitter had to adjust their feed because of this. We care about things we're interested in. People discovered my content on YouTube because they were interested in Palantir. They were interested in stocks, primarily Palantir for the first year. And that's what allowed me to show up in their feed, which is why YouTube's algorithm was so beneficial. It was so meaningful for me in order to get discovered, for me to get awareness. Same thing is on TikTok at hyperscale with short form videos. And because it's short, you have a much broader opportunity to get in front of more people. Now, the problem is with all that discovery comes a loophole, which is the algorithm that is surfacing all of that beautiful discovery is likely going to have some stuff in it that's not the most friendliest. Why? Because in order to create massive amounts of discovery, we need to be able to show you a lot of crazy stuff. And, the rumor has always been, which I don't even think is a rumor anymore, that China does not allow girls shaking their ass to be the main content on TikTok. They want science and engineering and math, so much so to the point that TikTok has been rumored to add a STEM field at the top of their profile. They have following for you. They were rumored to add a STEM. Yes, it'll literally say STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, where people could click on that and get like educational stuff. It would basically be like an educational feed on the American version of TikTok. They're doing a lot of different things to challenge the American notion that you're plugging dopamine into kids at an age where they're not supposed to get it, and you're hyper sexualizing all this different stuff just to get attention on the application, which presumably they are probably doing. And number two, that you are probably getting some forms of that data and siphoning it to the Chinese government, and God knows what you're being able to do with the data that you get. Now, TikTok says we're not doing that. TikTok says we're not taking your data. TikTok says we have no use for American data. But there is a reason Huawei got banned. Huawei got banned because they were building the 5G infrastructure of, honestly, the world. They were doing a really good job at it. And then American intelligence recognized that, wait a second, the thing that is in your infrastructure for 5G has a backdoor that allows you to have intelligence on what everyone is doing that uses that network, which is why they were banned immediately. Because if we were using Huawei towers in the United States to access 5G, everything we would be doing on the internet would ultimately been seen by the Chinese Communist Party. And the Chinese Communist Party is no stranger to censorship on the internet. When the internet was rising in 1990, Bill Clinton, who was the president at the time, said that it is almost impossible to censor on the internet because like you can't censor on the internet. There's just too much content being uploaded at once to the point where you could actually censor it. China said, watch us. And basically, I was watching a documentary the other day where China decided that in order to censor political speech on the internet, they were going to employ thousands of people that were literally monitoring keywords that were being used on the internet, to the point where when Xi Jinping in 2018, when his term was ending after 2 terms, amended the constitution to be able to say that a president can serve for life. Yes, this is what happened. He was supposed to step down after 2 terms, and then he was like, nope, I'm having too much fun. He amended the constitution, and now he is president for life because no one challenged him, because if they did, they were going to get their head chopped off. He, when that happened in 2018, was able to employ Chinese people across China to be able to censor any word that showed dissent for what he was doing. And it went to the point where if you said the word disagree, that word in and of itself was censored by Chinese people in the Communist Party. Like the word disagree, it got so bad that they wanted to make sure not even the word disagree the day that he got elected was able to be shown on the Chinese airwaves in terms of telecommunications, because that could signal dissent. So, the Chinese Communist Party is no stranger to authoritarianism. They're no stranger to being able to censor people's free speech. It's the reason why the United States is the greatest country in the world, because for the most part, we haven't been able to do that. TikTok is what poses that national security threat. And that's why a lot of people are scared and concerned about what TikTok ultimately might become. I personally think it's not going to get banned, because I think the United States recognizes that too many people are using it in a meaningful way. And I think taking a product away from 150 million people, you could have done it in 2020 when it was barely at the level it is now, just like India did. But now in 2023, I think it will be a lot harder to justify doing that. I think they will force a sell of it to an American firm. I don't know. They're not going to let Google buy it. They're not going to let Facebook buy it. They're not going to let Amazon buy it, because those tech companies are way too big and you can't get access to 150 million users immediately. Someone's going to buy it. And I don't know who's going to buy it, but I do think it's going to be sold off. And if someone buys it at that point, then TikTok will be able to live in and of itself in the United States. If not, it's not pretty for TikTok. It is likely going to get banned, and it's probably not going to be able to stay. It's not going to be able to stay in the United States, because the history of censorship in China and what they've been able to do, and the fact that they have 150 million Americans, passwords and data and all that stuff, and they say it's not going back to the Chinese government. It is absolutely going back to the Chinese government. There's no way it's not going back to the Chinese government. And China has been known to lie about this stuff. So there's no reason we should trust that China and this puppet-looking CEO that's basically paid. I mean, this guy doesn't even look like a CEO, and not because of how he dresses, just the way he's talking. It just seems like, who are you? Like, you tell your elected representatives why you love TikTok. It's like, it sounds cringy. It sounds like something from 1984. So there's a great chat in our live stream as we're doing this. Palantir will buy it. Could you imagine Alex Karp decides, you know what we need? We need a consumer product. We're going to buy TikTok. That would be insane if they do it. Yeah, but we'll see what happens with TikTok. Let me know in the comments what you think. I ultimately think it gets sold off. Don't think it gets banned. But if it gets too bad, then we'll end up seeing where it goes from there.